What's going on, true believers? It's your man Keanu believes. Guys, if you want the absolute truth about the cryptocurrency market and what's really going on, then this is the place to find it. If you like making money, you like crypto, then this is the place for you. We cover all kinds of different subjects from the realm of the Keanu Inu cryptocurrency, but we're focused on the actual market and not what the media tells us to think. So like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. It helps. Also click the bell to be notified of new content. And we have reached the capitulation period, and it looks like Wall Street is going to win. And that's a bad thing, but it's also a good thing because it means the war is now over. This is not financial advice, but I am always right. Okay, guys, let's get after it. Let's get after it now. Keanu's trading at 11.24, which is down 12%. For anybody who's up right now, who's been watching, you just saw an absolute bloodbath of a sell-off on Keanu. If you're looking at Shiba, you saw it. If you're looking at everywhere, you saw it. And here's Bitcoin. This right here, starting at 7 a.m. until, starting at 6 a.m. until 7:30 was the start of a capitulation from the retail investors. And I think that we're at a point where they are now just tired. And the fight for Bitcoin to get in at that low period, that is over. What you are seeing and what you're witnessing right now, and I want you to remember it if you are an investor. What you are witnessing right now is Wall Street taking over Bitcoin. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. We're decentralized, etc., etc. That is over. What you are going to watch all day long. And remember, I told you this was going to happen last Friday. Do you know why it didn't happen last Friday? Because of Bitcoin's strength. Because the retail investors were doing everything they could to shore it up. What did you see last night and Saturday? What you saw was a lot of sideways movement, but what you did start to get privy to was a lot of Bitcoin being moved over to Coinbase. $1.2 billion in Bitcoin was moved into Coinbase yesterday. 576 million and then 400 million were moved into Coinbase yesterday. No, I'm sorry. Make that Saturday. I'm wrong about the days, but that's what happened. What is the purpose behind having over $2 billion sitting in just Coinbase alone? What is the purpose? You know good and well what the purpose is. That is going to be dumped. That is going to push the price of Bitcoin down in order to break the backs of the current people who are holding. Now, if you know anything about psychology and you pay attention to some of this stuff, then you will know that the people fighting the hardest right now are the people at 40,000. People who bought in when Bitcoin was on its way up or on its way down in the 35 to 45,000 range. Those are the people who are holding the most firm because they're the ones that are out the reasonable amount of money right now, and they're the ones fighting to keep that money, but there's not enough people, which means the price is going to continue to cascade downward, and their amount of fight is going to be minimized. The people who are in just in the last few weeks at 30,000, they don't care what's going on. They're the support line. They're not even going to care about anymore because where we are is a point where Wall Street is trying to get in with a goal of 28,000. And if the strength continues to capitulate, that could go down and it could be pushed down to 25,000. What do you think $2 billion is out there for? What that means, quite simply, is that we are in the end game. And they're going to win. And as retail investors, there's just absolutely nothing that we can do about it. Here's the thing. The retail investors right now are dragging this out. And in crypto, what we are always looking for what the fight always is in the eyes of an investor is this. When there's a dip, you immediately buy the dip. Then that means the person who sold has to buy in at the higher price. Then, if there's another dip, you buy the dip, and then the person who sold has to buy at a higher price. And you're continuing to push the price upwards. But that's not sustainable when you have billions of dollars targeting you in order to drive your price down. So if you're paying attention, you're seeing some green, and we just went from 30,006 all the way up to 30,008 in just a matter of a couple of minutes. I'm on 15-minute candles, 30-minute candles. I mean, you're basically seeing the same thing. You're seeing a little sell-off that happened that happened yesterday at 9 o'clock. Massive sell-off, which I showed you yesterday in the video. There was another massive sell-off at 4:30. There was another minor sell-off at 7:30. And then you had this big one at 7:30 this morning. You're probably going to see in 2 hours another one of these big candles as we continue to beat down the price in order to get in as low as possible, because that's where Wall Street is coming from. Now, guys, the good news is the war is almost drawing to a close. The bad news is we're going to be at the behest of Wall Street going forward. Not completely, we're still decentralized, but they are going to have their hands, and they are going to be in this pie, and they are now going to have the means to manipulate a market, because now Bitcoin is worth it. So everybody else, there's a little bit of money here and there. If you go look at the Grayscale portfolio, regardless of what's being dumped into the market right now, that's really Bitcoin. But what you're looking at are the things that people in Grayscale are looking at. And you're looking at File, you're looking at XRP, you're looking at Light, you're looking at Ethereum, you're looking for a little bag of most of the most stable coins in the top 20 that they think have a big and productive future. Now, I keep telling you, do what the whales do, and that's what the whales are doing. They're buying those. Those are less risky coins to our token. So what does that mean for Keanu? Well, it means that we have to deal with this bloodbath sell-off of what we call those unfaithful hoes that sell off because that's who they are. We've been here before. We were here not too long ago. We had pulled Keanu was over 2 quadrillion. It's a quadrillion, two quadrillion. So we're used to being here. We're good with this. The only place to go very shortly is going to be up. And it's the same for everybody, by the way. Kishu, you see it's in red, 74, Sandshoes at 27. And remember, these numbers were way bigger. Shiba is so low that they might be swapping another 6 for a 5. They might be losing even further. Like their trend is way down as well. If we can get past what's happening right now, if we can get to the other side, then sky's the limit. So I don't want to be here telling you that I don't have any news, but I don't really have any news that's going to change what's happening right now. We're going to have to sit through this bloodbath. Wall Street got up 20 minutes ago, so I'm sure that something horrific is being planned, because it's Wall Street, and that's the class of individual that you have when you're dealing with Wall Street. You are seeing the price, and you are seeing the downward pressure continuing to play out. We had a big green candle just a few moments ago. Now, here we are on this 30-minute candle with 10 minutes left, and that green candle has been closed and closed and closed and closed to the point where it could end up being another red candle. And it continues to cascade down like it's been doing all morning. Now, guys, this is happening at this point because this is the seedy type of dirtbag that you're dealing with when you're dealing with Wall Street. What did they do? They spread their money out. They put it before the market opened so that when the market opened, they could get in and they could get to work. But what did they do? They took all this time to prepare and get ready and to dump every single thing that they could so that they can play this market. They can get this price all the way down so that then they can start to do their big buy-ins. And remember, there's big buy-ins coming. And when that happens, we're done. So let's move on. Hey guys, you want to know how I know that the media is manipulating? Do you want to know? Because just a couple days ago, we were told, oh wow, it's incredible. PlayStation 4s were being used for crypto mining, drove the price down, and here we are today. The seized PS4 consoles in Ukraine were used for FIFA accounts, not crypto mining. The gaming hardware confiscated by the Ukrainian police was being used to create in-game currency and not for farming cryptocurrency. Do you see what happened? You, the retail investor, were misled because it was good for business. And guys, you can't make this stuff up. Last week, Cointelegraph reported on the seizure of 3,800 PlayStation consoles allegedly being used to mine cryptocurrency. Now, did they say that there's a possibility that it was not cryptocurrency? No, they didn't. They absolutely did not. What they did was they told you that it was cryptocurrency being mined, and they told you that the police were cracking down. That's what Cointelegraph told you. Do you know what happened? They lied to you. They didn't fact check, they didn't source their information, and they lied to you in order to deceive you. Why? Because it's all a big scam to get that price down. Cointelegraph, don't trust them. Don't trust anybody except me. Trust me. Unconfirmed stablecoin report brings confusion amid Bukele's Bitcoin law. So now, crypto news, they want you scared just a little bit more too. They're trying to tell you that there's confusion about the laws that are coming to play in a Salvadorian economist is talking about what's going on in El Salvador, whatever they call the Bukele's Bitcoin law, that they don't know exactly what it is. And what's happening here? A market is finding one person to disagree, and they are treating it as if it's truth because that's what they do. They want you to get out of this market. Who's that? Crypto news. They want you out of the market. They don't want you being prosperous. They're saving that for the rich people. And that's today. Now, guys, we're going to move on real quick, and we're going to go into this rapid fire. We're going to look at just a little bit of news today, and we're going to try to find something that's good. Russia crypto industry scrambles to attract miners as Kazakhstan overtakes Russia in mining volume. So Bitcoin mining has a good future. It's just going to be Russian. How about that? And what's America doing this morning? U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen outlines plan to regulate stablecoins in collaboration with the Fed, SEC, and the CFTC. What does this all mean? U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen announced her plans to discuss the regulation of stablecoins. She will convene a meeting on July 19, today, of the President's Working Group on Financial Markets to discuss the matter. The meeting will be attended by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Yellen explained bringing together regulators will enable us to assess the potential benefits of stablecoins while mitigating risks they could pose to users, markets, or the financial system, the Treasury Secretary detailed. Now, how does that affect Keanu Inu? It doesn't really. What they're looking to do is they're looking to create market stabilization in the stable market. We are not stable. We are still in the Wild West. But guess what? Regulation is coming real soon. Because you know what? They're coming for your tax money. They are coming for everything they can possibly get from you. Because guess what? Inflation's real high. What does the American government need to do? They need to increase their revenue. How do they increase their revenue? Taking it from private citizens. That's how it happens. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. So how will it work this time? They're coming for you. Moving on. Here's a little side action for the Keanu Inu universe. From $100 million to nothing, biographer claims John McAfee was broke when he died. Just before the antivirus tycoon John McAfee was found dead in Spain, he told the public from prison that the U.S. federal authorities seized all of his assets and he had nothing. Now, a biographer who is writing a McAfee-based biography has corroborated McAfee's story. The author, Mark Eglinton, also says that McAfee was also unable to pay for the requested biography. So, there you have it. The United States government, when they want your stuff, they will take your stuff. There's not much that you can do about it, except suicide yourself in a Spanish prison, if we're to believe that one. Moving on. All right, guys, finally, Bitcoin trending lower with possible break of 30K support. Bitcoin sellers are in control and could break 30K support. They are telling you this right now because they are getting you ready for what is destined to happen. We're not going to be in control of it. We're going to watch it play out. Since we started this, Bitcoin is now back down to where it was when we started. The next level of support after 30,000, if that gets broken, is around 27,000, which is a 60% retracement from the March 20 price low. So, what does that mean, guys? What this really means is that we're at the end game. We're playing it out right now, and the strength of Bitcoin retail investors should never be denied. But if they continue to fight and they continue to make this stuff happen until they bring out the big guns, Wall Street, I mean, then here we are. We're going to sit and we are basically going to fester and we're going to wait and we're going to not be able to move forward because at some point things are going to change and we are going to feel like there is a rocket strapped to our butts as the price starts to go up and up and up. But we cannot get there until Bitcoin does whatever it is going to do. So guys, we've reached the end game. We are hoping for the best. We're preparing for the worst. If you're in the Keanu Inu community, then you know all of the things that we have going on. You know how great everything could be or might be in the future. You know who's on the hook. You know who's on the chain. You don't know a couple more things that are happening that we haven't announced yet that are happening that are going to be just as massive as what you do know about. So the future is bright. We're going to be just fine. What we're doing right now is we're shaking out those unfaithful hoes. And if that's you out there selling because you need that quick fix, junkie, you're one of those unfaithful hoes. So I know you probably don't like to hear that. Most unfaithful hoes don't. But hold on to your Keanu because things are going to happen. They're going to happen quick. Some people who got out, they're going to come back. They're going to miss out on some of it, especially if they took a loss. I don't know who does that. Unfaithful hoes, I guess. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so that you're notified of new content, and let's have a prosperous day because we're getting to the end of this Bitcoin war. And when we reach the end, when the capitulation has completed, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. When the capitulation of Bitcoin has completed, Bitcoin is going to get sent to the moon. And we're going to be along for the ride. That's my time. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.
Make my shit the chronic. Drive around the world like Haley's Comet. Headed to the moon shaped like an omelet. And I'm just way too high to comment. Maybe we can dance under meteor showers. I wonder what a spaceship costs by the hour. On my good foot, cut a rug with a Martian. Rolling up plants that we pick just to spark 'em. How in the world you get this far? Do you really know where you are? I can see you brought that sack. Can I get a little hit off that? You're a long, long way from home. If you're lost, you can use my phone. But if you ever come back, just ask for Big Willie tomorrow.